There's a device that I've been using called a Whoop.
Hello, and welcome back to IGOW3. Field reporter Ashley here to introduce weekly challenge number 26, the FOXEER Switchy Spins. I'm here at the IGOW training grounds where we have our ladder obstacles set up to simulate two poles that are at least 2 feet apart from one another, which is an obstacle you will need to set up for this week's challenge. Now, let's head back to IGOW Studios so Dan and Liz can break down this week's challenge and all of the prizes.
Thanks, field reporter Ashley. Good to see you back in the field after an extended break. This week's featured sponsor is FOXEER, a leading FPV drone-related company that is trusted by thousands of FPV pilots. FOXEER was established in 2014 with the company headquarters in Shenzhen, China. FOXEER is committed to the research and development of FPV products including FPV cameras, HD action cameras, VTXs, VRXs, flight controllers, antennas, ESCs, motors, and more. FOXEER has a 5,000 square meter factory where they manufacture their products with the aim to be competitive and trustworthy in the FPV community. Most all of the FOXEER products come with authenticity codes. Just look for the little scratch off on the box, scratch off the number, and enter it into their anti-fake check on the website to know that you have a genuine FOXEER product.
FOXEER products are simple and easy to use, and they're priced very competitively. The FOXEER team is young, creative, and will continue to innovate and bring new and better products to market. FOXEER has hundreds of dealers for their products around the world, and they're always adding more so that you can get FOXEER products at almost all retailers or directly from their website, www.foxeer.com.
FOXEER also makes great flight controllers and ESCs like their Reaper line of products. They make frames, goggle modules, HD action cams, but they are best known for their excellent FPV cameras and top quality antennas.
I personally love the Micro Predator V5 FPV cameras. They are my go-to camera for my 5-inch builds. The FOXEER Lollipop is also one of my favorite antennas, and FOXEER recently released version 4. I've used them on several of my drones and on my goggles as well. I highly recommend that you check out FOXEER's products before getting any parts for your next build.
This week, one lucky pilot chosen at random will win a customized Oreo patch antenna, like this custom IGOW one that FOXEER made for me as an example. It's pretty sweet. Also, if you didn't know, Dowprop is a part of FOXEER, and they make super durable props. The Q2035 2-inch prop has been one of my favorites for my Shutterbug 85 builds for the past couple of years, and we have a couple of sets to give away as prizes this week. Big thanks to Libby at FOXEER for setting up all these prizes and supporting IGOW3. Okay, now let's jump into the requirements for weekly challenge number 26, the FOXEER Switchy Spins. Requirement number 0 is that your video is a maximum of 90 seconds long and you follow all of the IGOW3 video posting rules.
Requirement number 1 is that you must set up or find 2 poles at least 2 feet or 61 centimeters apart for requirement number 2. You must set up or find a pole with something at or near the top of the pole that would allow your rotations to be easily counted for requirement number 3. These poles for each requirement can be located anywhere, inside or outside.
Requirement number 2 is that you will have 30 seconds to complete as many standard orbits as possible, but you must switch directions after every 2 orbits. You can start your time whenever you want. Please indicate on the screen when your time does start, and your time will end exactly 30 seconds later. You must complete all your orbits around the 2 poles that are set at least 2 feet or 61 centimeters apart. You must complete at least 1 orbit in each direction before switching, and you will receive 2 points for each orbit you complete during your 30-second time period. You must complete full standard orbits to score points. If you switch even a tiny bit early, you will not get credit for that orbit. You must keep at least one of the 2 poles in your FPV view during your scoring orbits.
Requirement number 3 is the same as requirement number 2, except instead of normal orbits, you're going to be doing inverted orbits. Also, the same rules from IGOW week 12 when we introduced the inverted orbits apply to the scoring for your inverted orbits for this week. Each inverted orbit that you complete during your 30 seconds will be counted for 5 points.
This week for the IGOW Squid Games part of the challenge, everyone is on their own team, or it's known as a free-for-all, and 15 out of the 29 remaining players will receive a letter this week. This week's challenge will test your ability to quickly switch between orbit directions. This shouldn't be too difficult for the standard orbits, but it may be very challenging for the inverted orbits. You do not have to remain inverted when you switch your inverted orbit direction like Heads does in the example clip, but obviously that will be a lot faster than pulling out of the inverted orbit and then re-engaging in the opposite direction inverted orbit. You can practice in the sim to get down the feel for how to quickly switch your inverted orbit direction, but it's definitely going to take some practice in real life to get that type of switching down. Good luck and happy whooping!
Have you always on my gas list?
No,
Got Hulu Plus, don't need no Netflix.
no,
Don't make me beg, I'm feeling desperate. So please don't say no, oh, please don't say no.
no.
I like you and when you playing hard to get. Ayy, when we making plans, you act like you forget. Ayy, when you make fun of my car, I get upset. When you done with all the others, yeah, you know that I got next, I got next. Yeah, you can come and watch me drink my morning coffee, yeah. But you make me kinda nervous. You do that on purpose, yeah. Have you always on my guest list?
No,
Got Hulu Plus, don't need no Netflix.
no,
Don't make me beg, I'm feeling desperate. So please don't say no, oh, please don't say no.
no.
Sun be shining, backyard blooming, are you coming over? Hope it's not like normal and I get that cold shoulder. I got beers, but guess you really don't be drinking no tequila or something. Well, we got a lot to be grateful for. Yeah, you can come and watch me drink my morning coffee, yeah. But you make me kinda nervous. You do that on purpose, yeah. Have you always on my guest list?
No,
Got Hulu Plus, don't need no Netflix.
no.
Don't make me beg, I'm feeling desperate. So please don't say no, oh, please don't say no.
No.